What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Uchiha 3 long face skinny body. We are back still black with some more fire Boruto anime manga content. Now before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, share the video with your friends, and join the Discord. Yes sir, ski. Let's get into it.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Okay, with the release of the spoilers from Boruto Chapter 78, we're still less than a few days, probably less than 2 days away as of the recording of this video from the actual chapter release. We understand the long-awaited time for Boruto getting his eye scar was upon us as he was protecting, you know what I'm saying, big Uchiha vibes, Saruto Uchiha. Understanding the controversial matters regarding that whole entire interaction, I will set that aside and not delve into entertaining that topic, right? You know what I'm saying? It's still big Uchiha vibes over here this way, right? Boruto finally got in the scar that we seen him with episode 1, chapter 1. And understanding some of the dialogue that Momoshiki used, thanks to the translations for the spoilers that we have, referring to Boruto finally losing his blue eye. Not just to jump the gun and say automatically Momoshiki is referring to Borutos Jougan, but just looking at everything on the surface level and seeing the things that are being revealed to us pre-time skip. Naruto being sent away, understanding that fact. Boruto finally getting his scar, with some people even thinking he possibly might end up having a Zoro situation for those of y'all who watch One Piece, randomly having the scar after the time skip. But we finally have Boruto getting the scar and Momoshiki's prophecy finally coming into fruition, with Momoshiki saying this is literally just the beginning, having Boruto's death being absolutely excluded from having anything to do with the start of Boruto losing everything. So kicking things off with Boruto's parents being sent away and Boruto finally getting the eye scar. We know that Kawaki was the one to give it to him, and then we understand the situation as to how Kawaki gave him this eye scar. So understanding what Boruto essentially has to go through, not necessarily saying will we see the Jougan before the time skip. At this point, just because of the mere events that have occurred over the last few chapters, I would not be surprised if we actually see and get a distinct differential explanation of Boruto's eye being the Jougan pre-time skip rather than post-time skip. Understanding that this is definitely going to be a manga canon eye, and for those who believe otherwise, it's just mind-boggling to me and not even worth my breath to even entertain that type of debate right there. So Boruto's Jougan training, right? Let's just, first things first, we have to look at Boruto's main powers as of right now versus Kawaki's main powers as of right now. Understanding Kawaki, similarly to Boruto, has an Otsutsuki and has all of said Otsutsuki's powers, with Kawaki's dojutsu being prevalent in that case. Understanding Momoshiki doesn't have the Jougan but does have the Byakugan. When we see Boruto in his true essence form versus Ko for the first time, we see Boruto have that Byakugan open and he's not necessarily using that Byakugan. So with Boruto himself, right, what makes the Jougan such a focal point right now is because now that the eye has been taken out of the picture, there's so much significance behind that, because with that same right eye, right, not only is it Boruto's Jougan eye, but it's also the eye that, you know, when it's the only eye open, it signifies that Momoshiki has taken over, right? And it's the eye that Momoshiki has his Byakugan implanted into Boruto, that same right eye. So it has Momoshiki's Byakugan, Boruto's Jougan, and now the infamous scar that we see on Boruto. This eye holds a whole lot of weight behind its prophecy, behind its storytelling, and behind all of that goodness, right? And understanding in Kawaki's case, along with his Karma Cell, he has Ishiki's eye and is able to fully utilize all of its abilities and capabilities that puts Kawaki on a crazy pedestal. Now, looking up how Boruto matches against that, just saying, okay, Ishiki in basic speed and power is stronger than Momoshiki. He has more power and he's faster than Momoshiki. But when we look at it, both of their fights versus Naruto and Sasuke, it's clear cut and dry. Momoshiki is way more talented and way more skilled. He never trained in any of his life because of this mere fact, and it mostly resembles how Boruto's character is versus how Ishiki mostly resembles how Kawaki's character is, being a powerhouse, you know, being naturally strong and things of that nature, but still seeking more strength. Whereas with Momoshiki, in the same sense of still seeking more strength, being a natural, skilled, and talented person, not necessarily worrying about, okay, I never have to train to do this or train to do that. Ishiki and even Kawaki is not one to shy away from, okay, let's just work harder to get this better results, not necessarily finding a short way to get it done versus just the most effective way to get it done. Where we see with both Boruto and Momoshiki, they find the shortest and best way to get it done rather than most effective, with Boruto, you know, having the whole entire character arc of cheating and finding shortcuts throughout the Chunin exams, and Momoshiki using the pills in order to become more powerful. We see the similarities right then and there plain put in front of us. So Boruto's main powers draws from being able to absorb things, even though we haven't seen him do this yet, and reflect the same thing he was able to absorb twice as strong right back at you, so rendering all jutsu powerless. Against Boruto, similar to Kawaki, he has the basic power of absorbing ninjutsu, or chakra as we should say in this case, but with Boruto also following the chakra weapons, being able to make chakra weapons similar to Momoshiki, and the transferring power, not necessarily understanding the truth behind that and the true explanation and details for that power, with Momoshiki's turning fruits into chakra pills, turning tail beasts into chakra pills, or turning other Otsutsuki into actual fruits. So that transferring power is a little bit shaky. But now looking at it on a much more deeper level with Boruto, right? Similar to how Kawaki had the same treatment, and he's steadily growing with not just the power of the karma, but specifically Ishiki's dojutsu. We understand Boruto is going to have something that levels the playing field, because when we look at just karma powers matchup, Kawaki definitely has the edge on Boruto. So that right there gives you the understanding, well, Boruto is definitely going to get the dojutsu and is going to be able to level the playing field. Not only that, but just shoot Boruto up into the sky in terms of leaving Kawaki behind in terms of strength. Just with this Jougan alone, I don't want to make it sound like gas, but this eye has to be that OP for it to work in this scenario, right? So Boruto fully unlocking the Jougan Priest time skip very much seems feasible, just for the mere fact we understand now he's got the scar and things are actually getting kicked into gear, right? So it looks as if Boruto's eye will only be closed whenever he's not using any powers. So meaning when we see Momoshiki open his eye after Boruto is slashed, it's the Byakugan. When we see Boruto in the first chapter, in the first episode, he never opens his eye until his Jougan is active. So we might be getting one-eyed Boruto from the time being, and it's going to be evident at a point like his eye is going to be the topic of discussion going forward. So I wouldn't be shy to say pre-time skip we might see the Jougan, but then learning into after actually unlocking the Jougan, how will this benefit Boruto? Rather, how will Boruto even learn to benefit from having this Jougan? You can't just get something and then that's that, right? So having Momo or Sasuke, understanding, we know how people would feel about Momo and Boruto teaming up, but at the end of the day, they are literally one person. So I wouldn't really call it a team up, but more so Momo understanding, well, possibly thinking, okay, well, since Kawaki slashed that eye, I automatically thought that the Jougan was gone and that my plan would be much more better to be placed into fruition in terms of him taking over Boruto's actual life. Because when Momoshiki says you've lost it, boy, referring to that blue eye, right, in the translations for the spoilers, we understand that some people could take it as referring to his connection to Momoshiki, understanding how much significance that eye holds whenever Momoshiki takes over Boruto's body. But right after that eye gets cut, we see Momoshiki activate the Byakugan when he's talking to Kawaki and ultimately freeing Kawaki as well. So referring to the blue eye, right, necessarily the Jougan itself, because what color does it predict in the anime? It's a bright glowing blue eye with the black sculpture, whatever you call the back part of the eye. It all adds up because Momoshiki even said previously he has all knowledge and all awareness of all shinjutsu, and understanding the karma itself is a shinjutsu, how Amado also explained it. So not only do Boruto and Kawaki already have one shinjutsu ability at the very least in Boruto's case with the karma seal, but Momoshiki has knowledge of all shinjutsu, right? So Boruto was already seen being able to access Momoshiki's memories. So I don't think it's far-fetched as to say not necessarily Momoshiki training Boruto how to use this Jougan, but Boruto accessing Momoshiki's memories, possibly Momoshiki's thoughts and whatever information or details he has on said Jougan, whatever Momoshiki possibly learned in the past. If Momoshiki possibly ever encountered a Jougan wielder before in the past, Boruto will be able to access said memories, access said thoughts, and be able to use that to his advantage in terms of gaining better control over the Jougan. I don't believe this is going to be a simple eye to where Boruto can just easily master it in terms of whatever he's doing, because we've seen every time Boruto was able to use this eye, it worked on its own, necessarily in a way kind of like saving Boruto's tail or coming in clutch for Boruto when unbeknownst to him he actually needed it most. So I believe Boruto is going to have to take some time learning not only how to cut on this Jougan, but probably learn the chakra control and power control along that aspects as well. As far as Momoshiki actually saying, well, you should do this to cut it on, or you should do that in order to open up this space portal, or to sense that, it's going to be pretty far-fetched to believe Momoshiki will stoop that low at this current point in order to help Boruto. Now with Sasuke, it would be much more prevalent in terms of Sasuke going away, because Boruto is a prodigy. In terms of training, what more can you teach him when he can just go back and draw on all of the millennia of experience that Momoshiki has gained? So in terms of the ways of the ninja, Sasuke definitely has that advantage. In terms of Boruto's enthusiasm of being Sasuke's student, he definitely has that advantage also. So Boruto will be eager and willing to learn from Sasuke, and also learn how possibly to control his dojutsu, possibly learning the infusion of chakra internal dojutsu, and how to balance that chakra throughout your body, because the Sharingan and Sasuke's specific Rinnegan is one of the most draining eye dojutsus in the entire Naruto verse. So who better than Sasuke other than Kakashi to teach Boruto how to control an eye that possibly has, some type of trickery when it comes to the chakra control or the chakra aspects of the said eye. In terms of Boruto's Jougan training, I'm really excited to see how it goes down, and I really believe that they might kick gear this thing, probably time skip. That might be the focus with catching up to Kawaki, because they're going to make it prevalent within these upcoming chapters how much stronger Kawaki is to Boruto, and how much of a threat that Kawaki poses to the ninja world and to the Hidden Leaf Village specifically. Boruto understanding he has to have that resolve in order to not only take Kawaki down, but to follow through with his resolve in terms of understanding the next time he sees Kawaki, this is what it's going to have to be, and this is how it's going to have to go. Because Boruto said it himself in the spoilers, it looks like talking to Kawaki is going to get them nowhere. And Kawaki similarly agrees, a slight callback to when they first met each other and they were fighting right outside when Naruto kicked them out the house to use the bathroom. They both agreed on being able to not agree on something, and we can see similarly here in this chapter, Boruto and Kawaki doing the same thing. So Boruto definitely is going to have this Jougan training. I'm really excited for the mere fact that he finally has this scar, and it looks as if Boruto's eye will be closed at all times until he activates a dojutsu. See Momoshiki open his Byakugan eye in that same eye even after it's cut, right? And once Boruto is able to take back control, the eye is covered again with Boruto's hand, signifying that not only is there a scar or blood coming down, but his eye, essentially, probably, most likely, his sight is gone completely from that eye. So the next time Boruto will be able to visibly see by himself with his own two powers would be with one regular eye and one Jougan eye. I'm definitely excited to see Boruto's Jougan training and progression thus far, and to see what they do pre-time skip in terms of introducing that eye for Boruto's character in the manga itself. It's your boy Black Uchiha 3. Comment below, let me know how y'all feel, and what other things are y'all looking forward to pre-time skip in terms of going down in the Boruto manga based off of all the chaos that has already occurred. Comment below, holla at your boy. I'm gonna holla at y'all. Black Uchiha out. Yes sir, ski.
Hey, can we take a trip to the sky? Show them that our limits too high.
Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said